This is the Louie T Network.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome to the college football series as we embark upon another college football season. The 2017 college football season will be upon us before you know it. And I've got a couple of questions and some debate topics for you guys as we get into the college football season. And one of the intriguing ones every year is who's going to be that surprise player? Who's going to be that guy that comes off the pace that no one's talking about? Maybe goes to a little known school. You don't see him very often. He's not on the television screen. He's not in our face. He doesn't play in a Power 5 conference, or maybe he does. But who's that one guy that no one's talking about right now that's going to come off the pace and be a hot topic of conversation this time next year when we're talking about NFL draft in 2018? And so who's that guy going to be for you? I want you to tell me in the comment section who the surprise player of 2017 in the college football season will be for you. A guy that will potentially shoot up draft boards and hear his name potentially on day number 1 of the 2018 NFL draft. I'm going to give you mine here in a second, but I want to make sure that you give me yours in the comment section. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Who's the guy for me? We remember all of these guys that shoot up draft boards out of nowhere. I can remember Eric Fisher once upon a time about 4 or 5 years ago shooting up draft boards out of nowhere. Central Michigan ends up being the second pick in the draft, if I'm not mistaken. Well, was it first overall by the Kansas City Chiefs? No one saw that coming. He shot up draft boards and ended up leapfrogging Luke Joeckel and being the #1 overall selection. Mitchell Trubisky last year. I think a lot of people looked at Trubisky and said, this guy's a nice story, but no one expected him to shoot up draft boards and be traded up for at the #2 selection in the draft. He was a surprise player in college football. Remember, this was a guy that was a 1-year starter, had another year of eligibility, elected to forego that, go into the NFL draft. It paid off hugely for him as he was the #2 pick overall. Who do you see being that guy? For me, I'm looking at a guy like Toledo quarterback Logan Woodside. That's right, Logan Woodside is a name that you're not talking about. And this is supposed to be a deep college football draft class and crop of quarterbacks that could potentially come out into the 2018 NFL draft. We're going to talk about that in another video, but that's another topic and another discussion for another day. What I'm here to tell you is that Logan Woodside is a guy that lit it up, and he's in the MAC. Again, not a big time conference that's going to knock your socks off. He's supposed to dominate in that conference, and that's what he did last year to the tune of 45 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. I fully expect him to dominate again. Now, you take away his big-time running back out of the backfield in Kareem Hunt. That's going to put a little bit more pressure on him to get it done. However, you take away his tight end as well. That was another guy that was drafted, and Michael Roberts and Kareem Hunt both gone. But in any event, this is a guy in Logan Woodside that I think has that same Mitchell Trubisky-esque feel. Not necessarily with the 1-year production like Trubisky had, and not in a big conference like the ACC where you can see him and there are some big-time games that you can point to say that this guy can get it done. However, I think if he goes out and puts up another season like he did last year in the MAC conference, Logan Woodside is a name that I think is going to creep up. And yes, there are some big-time talents potentially in the 2018 NFL draft at the quarterback position, but don't be so sure that these guys are who they pretend or say they are at the quarterback position. Remember, Brad Kaya, just a year ago this time, was supposed to be the projected #1 quarterback. Look what happened to him. Look how his season unfolded last year, and look where he ultimately ended up being drafted. I'm just saying the guy to watch out for in 2018, in the 2018 NFL draft. In the 2017 college football season, for me, the surprise guy is Toledo quarterback Logan Woodside. Want to hear who you had as the surprise player? Could be anybody, okay? Leave it in the comment section. Can't wait to read it. I'm your man, Louie T, College Football Series. See you next time.